No. 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 What do you get someone turning 150 years old? Soon you'll be seeing these banners throughout Victoria in honor of this city celebrating its 150th birthday. But what exactly are we celebrating?
We are celebrating the recent past, 150 years, but we always have to remember in Victoria that our history really goes back a lot farther than that.
Victoria 150 celebrates the city's incorporation in 1862, when the city first got a mayor and city council. To give you a little perspective, Toronto became a city in 1834, Vancouver 1886, Calgary 1894. But historian John Adams says this area was thriving long before 1862.
But there were people living here for thousands of years who still live here. The Songhees people, the Esquimalt people, and many other First Nations. This was their traditional territory, and their villages were actually at one time very large right around here.
In 1883, the Hudson's Bay Company established Fort Victoria, named after the Queen.
The fort was built in 1843. She had been on the throne only since 1837, so she was relatively new. Perhaps it was a form of flattery. Fort Victoria, wooden walls, log buildings inside. Right across there, over near Bastion Square, that was Fort Victoria. And then 1858, the big gold rush, suddenly the fort was taken down and the Gold Rush City was built.
And in those days, the Gold Rush City was far from the sweet little retirement community with a touch of jolly old England that we know today.
No, people think of Victoria in the past as being this beautiful, idyllic place, a little bit of old England, but we have to remember that a little bit of old England included what Dickens was portraying. Some pretty nasty places. This was a rough town. This was a gold rush town, Wild West, boardwalks, saloons with swinging doors. We didn't quite have the gunfights on the streets, but we had a few duels. Lots of saloons, probably more saloons in this town than anywhere else along this part of the coast. And if you look across the harbor, right over here, you can see a series of very low buildings, 2 and 3 stories tall. They are some of the oldest office buildings still used in downtown Victoria. They were built in 1861. And when they were built, Fort Victoria was still standing right in behind them. It was known as Commercial Row. It was one of the first strip malls in what is now British Columbia. And there were a series of stores there, including a store, a wholesale store owned by Emily Carr's father. And there were others, prominent people such as Robert Burnaby owned one of the stores as well.
You know, we were nearly a forgotten outpost for the Hudson's Bay Company, and so to find ourselves in a position of being a truly cosmopolitan, world-class city, there's a lot for people to celebrate.
And celebrate we will. The City of Victoria's Parks, Rec and Culture Department is busy planning lots of ways for you to be part of Victoria 150.
It's a wonderful time. The city is very excited about the opportunities that this celebration presents for us, and we've got lots of wonderful things planned.
For details on how you can get involved, check out the city's website. In Victoria, I'm Dan Kahan for The Daily.